We are live Saturday morning, 9:21 a.m. We are going to talk about today's CEO Steve Reinhardt's weekend update. Go big or go home. We just got a bunch of news off of this one video, a ton of news. So the one thing I want to address first of all is at the beginning of the video, he basically went on a rant saying, "Hey, don't listen to anyone else. Listen only to me and what's in my videos." Because anyone online can say whatever, and he kind of just made it sound like he wants people to just watch him, get the information from him only. But the problem is, if you're only getting information from the CEO of a company, you're never going to hear the negative side of things. You're never going to look at the bad. You're only going to hear the good. Because when is Steve Reinhardt going to sit there and go, "Guys, we're going to dilute 120 million shares on your dumb head. Woo, lasso him in." Like, he's not going to say that. He's not going to say anything negative, right? So, in essence, all his videos are going to be biased to the positive side. And so he's essentially saying, don't listen to anyone else online. Just listen to me. And so I kind of had to say something about that. Like, I look at the positive and I give you your flowers, but I also look at the negative. And oh boy, in this video that he tried to use, what was it? He used, where's the chat? Someone said it perfectly. He used verbal judo to make it seem like everything in this video was, hunky dory. Thanks for all you do, and thanks for taking the time to talk to your shareholders. I appreciate that you talk to your shareholders, unlike some other companies. Boo earns, JK. If you watch The Simpsons, you'll probably get the joke. Consistent growth is going to be magical. Sure, whatever. We're ready for the pre-order. That doesn't matter. Don't care about that. 20% more. I don't like it. You use verbal judo to make it sound like it's a really good thing, but in reality, it's not. I'm still on board because I have a lot of money invested, but the stock, because I'm a bag holder, is really what he's saying. But the stock hasn't done anything in months. The stock has moved, actually. It moved 500%. And then a nice, healthy 25% plus recently. So that's false. But me as a swing trader, obviously, I win because I just keep buying the bottom and dumping it on the longs. The longs aren't getting a net return on their investment. So if you're a long on Aitx, your net return the past 3 years has been nothing because it just keeps going down. So this guy complaining about a few months, there's people that have been complaining for a few years. Or they stopped complaining because they realize they're kind of, screwed. Yeah, the 20% increase in authorized, I think I wrote it down. I wrote it down here in my notes. They increased the authorized shares to 15 billion. We'll go over that in a bit. Wow, 20%. Hey, okay. Dilution, okay. And that's why every stock price bounces. So that said, why there's certainly trade-offs to dilution versus VC funding. At least with dilution, there are zero interest costs and keeps the Wall Street snakes out of the den. Okay, I don't care what this guy has to say. The point is, let's talk about my points here. 15 billion authorized share increase. I don't know why they didn't just increase to 20 billion, honestly. Like, who are you fooling? You know why they did it to 15 billion? Because they dilute, if you guys have been keeping up with my channel, they dilute about 2 to 3 billion every year. So by increasing it to 15 billion, it makes it seem like, oh, it's just an extra 20%, which is a lot actually. It's just an extra 20%. He tried to downplay it. I even wrote it down, downplaying dilution. He was downplaying dilution and downplaying the authorized shares increase. But the reality is, the reason he did 15 billion is because he'll add another 3 billion next year. Because that's the average. The average is about 3 billion every year in authorized shares, in outstanding shares being added. So it's at 11 point what? 11? Yeah, it's at 11 billion. So another 3 billion on top. That's 14 billion next year. And then they'll increase it again to 17.5 because they're not stupid. They know their numbers. They know how much they dilute every year. They dilute about 2 to 3 billion every year, usually on the 3 billion side. So they know what they're doing. This is they want to play it off like, oh, it's only 20%, dude. That 20% is a lot. Ask the bag holders if they were down, if they were down 20% on their position, would they be happy? Probably not, especially if they're putting in six figures. Some of them put in six figures. They probably would not be happy to put in $1 million and be down 20% on it. They would be happy maybe if it was the opposite, but probably not even then because they're so greedy. They wouldn't take 20% profit on $1 million. They want generational wealth fast. So that's the kind of mentality those people have. But anyways, 15 billion is no joke. We know that means they plan on diluting. They think ahead. They plan on diluting another 3 billion next year. That's what that tells me because they do this every year. So they'll increase the authorized shares probably to 17.5 next year, more than likely. Yeah, 2025. That's what I predict. Let's see, authorized shares increase. I already talked about that. He made a comparison to other companies, which I wrote it's not relevant, and he kind of used it to try to justify. This whole video really sounded like he was trying to justify dilution. Like, hey guys, look at these other companies, and now look at us. Oh, we're doing so great compared to them. But that doesn't matter. We don't give a. You know what I'm trying to say. We don't give an F about other companies, about other stock. We don't. That's the reality. You care about your stock that you're invested in, aren't you? Because I make other videos. I make videos about other stocks. Every time I make a video about, let's say, Tilray stock, people don't watch that video does not get a lot of views because people don't care. They don't care. They care about the stock that they care about, not about all these other stocks out there. And that's the reality because they're invested in it personally, so they have more attachment to it, literally, but money wise. So it doesn't matter. He can make all the comparisons he wants. It does not change the amount of dilution that they have done. I did make a video already a couple hours ago going over a bunch of data. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Comparison to other companies is not relevant. It's not. You're trying to justify dilution. You're trying to justify it. You can try to justify all you want. The only people that are gonna buy that are the stupid longs. The smart longs are gonna look at that and go, "Oh my God, here we go, another round of this, another 3 billion shares that are about to be diluted next year." Is what it comes down to. That's the math. I'm just giving you the math, guys. I've gone over this data several times in many videos. Uh, so yeah, this whole video just trying to justify it, which we know you're gonna dilute. At least just stop trying to justify it. Like it's just if you're gonna be so honest, why not just tell us, hey, we're gonna continue to dilute. It's gonna be quite a bit, what you guys consider a lot, and deal with it. That's what he should say, but he's not going to say that obviously because he wants to spin it in a positive light. He wants, he's the CEO. Of course, he's not. He doesn't want things to look bad for his company. And they did finally file the no RS extension to they extended it to what, January 1st, 2026. So we finally got that coming as well. So I'm assuming we're going to get a PR on Monday or a few days after. We're going to get a PR on that. So they finally extended it. I guess people bothered him enough to get it done, which it's just going to be a PR saying, "Hey guys, we're not going to reverse split until." So that's awesome. I mean, I know people who were scared. Like, I'm not kidding you, because they have a lot of money, 5, 6, or even 7 figures in the stock. The one thing that these people are scared of is the reverse split happening in 2025. That's something that they fear because they've seen what happens when a stock reverse splits. Look at Mullen stock; the stock gets destroyed. So there are people who are right now. Well, maybe not right now, but probably when the PR gets released on Monday or next week sometime, when they see that the extension was made to January 1st, 2026, there's going to be some people that are going to go to sleep. They're going to go to sleep and they're going to be sleeping good. And they're going to breathe a sigh of relief. Because I know a lot of people who are bag holding and they hope that they want the stock. They want Aitx to run to 1 penny and a half or 1 penny and beyond or 4 pennies so they can get out. Because those people aren't shareholders, they're bag holders. They want to get out. They don't care about the stock, they don't care about the company. They care about the stock moving so they can get out before the reverse split. That's their goal. And then there's the shareholders who genuinely care about the company and the stock and how it performs, but they cock gobble so much that they just go, Steve Reinhardt, you are correct on everything. You could do no wrong. So you got both sides of the coin there. Either way, I think none of this should. Maybe we might see 002s. Honestly, I think we could see 002s next week, because people are going to react to the news. It should have a negative impact. They increase the authorized shares. People are going to use that on social media to spread information, going, "Oh, see, now they're going to dilute a lot more." So they just gave bears a lot of ammo either way. But I think that's the positive is the extension of the reverse split, because those people that want to get out of AITX, they want to bring their average down below a penny. They do because they want to get their bag out, and they're so close to being able to bring their average down below a penny. but they don't want to put in more money into a stock that might reverse split. So with this extension being done, it's a huge deal. We might get some buying pressure as well, because there are going to be people who are sitting on the sidelines who are going to go, oh, so they're not going to reverse split for another year? Okay, let me average down and bring my average below 1 penny, and hopefully between now and next year, hopefully between now and before the reverse split in 2026, hopefully the stock runs to 1 penny so I can get my bag out. I'm telling you this because I've talked to many people who have that mindset. They just want their money back. They don't want to lose 5-6 figures. They want to get out. If they can bring their average down and not have to worry about a reverse split for another year, that's a huge deal for them. So I know right now a lot of those guys are like, yes, I got a chance here to average down. Let me add another 5 figures into the stock, average down, bring my average to under 1 penny. Let's hope it runs to 1 penny next year or sometime at the end of the year. And maybe, God willing, I can get my bag out and take my 6 figures and never touch the Aitx again. And because there's people who have learned from their mistakes. They've learned from their mistakes from trading penny stocks, from investing in penny stocks. They've learned their mistakes. And they just want out with their money so they can go either get away from the markets and never touch it again, or go somewhere safer like Nvidia or dividends, or just average into the SPY over the long term, or whatever their strategy may be. Anyways, that's it for the video. That was a good video from him, but he really did use verbal judo, word salad, whatever you want to call it. He really did use a lot of. He really tried to phrase it as, hey. He tried to frame it as, hey, this is good. This is good, guys. We're okay. We're fine. But far from fine. I think the dilution is going to continue to happen. We'll still see our pops. We'll still see our moves to the upside. But just expect the stock to sit at double zeros indefinitely, with the occasional pop until they uplist. And then after the uplist, I imagine we just get destroyed if they do a reverse split. I would hope they do a reverse merger, or they use another company to acquire it or something, but we'll see. We'll see what their plan is. But if they do plan on reverse splitting in the future, I think it's just going to destroy people. Anyone who thinks reverse splits are bullish to get to the Nasdaq, they're just stupid. They're just plain stupid, and like and I'll stop there before I get insulting. But that's it for the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one.